4356 here, and I'm going to be talking to you about transitioning from console to PC. A lot of people will try to convince you to go over to PC, but nobody's going to, and there's a lot of builds out there for building a PC, but nobody's going to talk to you about a gradual switch over. So I decided I'd make a video on that. And before we start things off, in the background I have CS:GO, just me and my buddy playing some deathmatch. I do pretty well, but so, the first thing you're going to want to do is just start saving money. I mean, I know this sounds like kind of like a broken record. You got to save money to build a PC, but it's probably the best way to do it. But there are other ways. Maybe you don't want to, game at max graphics or anything like that. Maybe you just want to have something you can play Minecraft or TF2 with your buddies with. So, what you're going to want to do is do a lot of research on computer hardware. Like you can find out a lot of things. Like I found out that my granddad had a $1,000 gaming computer sitting in his closet with a broken motherboard, and I just salvaged all of the parts out of it and put it in a new system and gamed on that for a while before I built my really good system. So you gotta look around. You might have a really good computer just laying around, like your laptop. That could be very good. Now I can tell you right now, one thing you need to know is that anything with a graphics card is very good. If you see anything with a NVIDIA logo or an AMD logo, that's going to help out a lot. Even if it's old, you'll still be able to play on some decent games, maybe even new titles at low to medium settings, and play a lot of games. It's a good way to get into things. Now, when you go to build your PC, you're going to want to take a look at what you have like at home. Maybe you have some broken computers you're not going to use. And what a lot of people do is like what I did with my granddad's computer is they call it cannibalizing a computer. It's basically you're just going to take old stuff that they don't need from that computer, like a hard drive, a graphics card, processor, power supply, even fans, anything like that, and putting it into a new computer. And I can tell you a lot right now. Most people don't usually buy new hard drives. They have a hard drive and they'll buy maybe a new solid state drive or something like that. A PC, you could have a Mac or a Linux machine if you know what I'm talking about. But Mac can be a very viable option, especially if your parents do any sort of work where they have to have, or their company is given a Mac or something like that. That's very possible they could have been given a Mac Pro, which are insanely powerful and pretty much can game on pretty much anything. Now, I mean, I know what you're thinking, well, there's like no games for Mac, right? Well, there's plenty of games for Mac, believe it or not. Valve has pretty much all of their games run on Mac. I can't think of one that doesn't. There's a complete Mac section for the Steam store. There's tons and tons of ports for Macs. Bioshock Infinite got ported over. So Mac and Linux can be a very viable option. Now, when I say Linux, Linux is anything from Ubuntu to any of those little things like your phone runs Linux. So Linux is starting to become way more prevalent in gaming, and it's of course the Steam box, which was just announced, is going to be running Linux. So that's going to help out a lot. So I hope you found this video useful. Be sure to subscribe, and if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Give me your opinions in the comments. If you need any help, I'm really good with computer hardware. If you need a build, let me know. I'm going to leave builds and YouTube channels in the descriptions for doing research, stuff like that. So be sure to check that out. And I'll see you guys next time.